guys. I'm about to. Hello. Baby, I just want dance. I just want dance. I got that stupid song stuck in my head because that's it. Love your shirt. That person. I was looking at the MJ shirts because I wanted to wear, like, you know, I wanted a shirt to wear to the Michael movie. And so I was looking and I didn't really see anything. Like, I saw this white shirt I liked, which was the bad shirt. And I was like, I don't know, because I don't really like white. You know, white doesn't stay clean. But anyways, so then he's like, I have this shirt in my truck. Do you want it? And I was like, hell yeah. He showed me the shirt. He came back with the shirt. And I was like, yeah, I'll get it. Like, so I bought this shirt. I was like, bro. And then, yeah, there was someone that went with me. And I was like, people are so nice. People are so nice. I can't even. Like, I don't even know where to begin. So yeah, it's literally off the wall. This is like one of the greatest albums of all time, which was crazy because in the movie it goes into how he literally crafted and wrote each song for Off the Wall. That was crazy. In the movie I was like, I'm wearing this shirt? Yeah. Was not expecting that. Feel that heat and we can ride the boogie. Share that beat alone. I wanna walk with you all night. Dance you into the. Anyways, but yeah. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Anyways, there's something else I wanted to address because it's really bothering me. Hold on. Ow! I just broke my nail. I'm gonna have to glue. Oh man, I hate when I pick it up and then it goes somewhere and then I don't know where it goes. I got my little Mario star on my bag. Guess what? I'm probably, well, if everything works out, I might be. And he's talking about the government assistance, homeless people, and using them as some subject, because if you really cared about the homeless people, it ain't even about the homeless people, it's about the government. It's about the government assistance they're not providing to people. They have all of these properties, all of these places they could be providing for people to have a safe place to live, but they don't. It has nothing to do with people being on drugs. I'm not on drugs, and I haven't even been able to get help because there's always an excuse. You don't qualify for this, you don't qualify for that. You don't meet this, you don't meet that. You have to be in the street and be homeless to get a place to live. Okay, so I'm supposed to take all my stuff and live in the street so I could get a place to live? That makes literal no sense to me. I'm technically considered homeless. What do you mean I gotta be in the street? While you sit there, well, not sit there, stand there on a mic and make money off homeless people. It's all about the money people make. They use you to make money. Somebody's probably used my story to make money. My story makes people money. The fact that I was in a carjacking the fact that I was a victim of a violent crime, all of these places probably used my story to be like, oh, we help these people. They push people out of the shelters because you're just a number. They're not there to help you. Then they want to use you to get other people to come into their shelter because they're like, oh, I help this person. You know, we help people. Look, people are leaving. People are coming into the program. No, it's because you use people's story to be making money. Thank you for the gifts. It's just crazy. And you want to talk about how it's the people? It's the government. The government doesn't want to see people living healthy. The government does not want to see people anyway. Why do you think there's only 1% of rich people? Trump can do whatever the heck he wants and gets away with it. God forbid we do something like that, we're automatically in jail. And don't even get me started with the prisons and jails. They put people in prisons and jails wrongfully because they make money off of that too. $50,000, $30,000 a person? Hell yeah, they're gonna be packing the jails. If you're making $50,000 to $30,000 per person by then being in jail, you literally are making money. When people start spreading misinformation, it's so crazy. Especially about the homelessness in New Mexico. Tell the truth. I know just what it's like. Yes, I'm getting help in housing programs, but it's like I have to get outside help now because I'm not even going to get into it. I'm just so frustrated. Like, you be... What? Whatever. I see it for what it is. I saw that and I had to say something because it bothers me when someone literally tries to, like, when you're doing an interview, it's not free. You got paid. I didn't get paid for that interview, actually, at Comic-Con, which was funny. He just came up to me out of nowhere and started interviewing me. And they go around and they interview people a lot. He was like, yeah, it was just like a random interview. I didn't get paid for that. But, like I'm saying, you got paid for that interview talking about the homeless people because you knew what it was. And then to be driving down Wyoming and filming homeless people without their knowledge and using them as a story, like, instead of interviewing someone that's well off, interview the homeless people. I bet you if you interview any of those homeless people you filmed, they will tell you what's really going on. That guy ain't gonna tell you what's really going on. Oh, I worked with the homeless, I know what it is. Not everybody that is homeless on the streets literally are on drugs. A lot of programs kick them out for no reason. A lot of programs don't want to help. They got all of this money, millions of dollars to help homeless people, but we still got all these homeless people. When you drive down Central, all you see is homeless people in the streets and in tents, and you talking about how they don't want help. Talk about how the programs kick people out and don't help them with housing. You go into a housing program, or you go into a program or a shelter that says we're gonna help you get housing. You ain't gonna leave here without housing, and you leave here without housing and you go right back to the streets. If I was able to drive, I would have went right back to living in a car. Because where's the help? Where's the help that I'm not getting? And I did get upset before I went live. I got upset because it's like excuses after excuses, and you can't even give me a house, and it's not entitlement. I was a victim of a violent crime. I need a safe place to live. My mindset is not where it needs to be. It is so messed up that they have all these properties, all of these places that are for homeless people, and you ain't using them. And then you make excuses. I do qualify for these programs. I shouldn't have to be living on the street in a tent for you to help me get a place to live. This isn't a place to live forever. I need a place for me and my mom. For you to literally tell me that I'm considered homeless. Like, nah. And people be making money off of me. People make thousands of dollars talking about me on YouTube. People make money on social media, and here I am barely making anything, and it's not right. I'm struggling while people are making money off of my situation, trying to tell people who I am, because you think you know me, making these YouTube videos talking about how I'm this and that and this and that. No, because you need to pay your bills, because you need to pay for your house. You don't care who you're hurting or who you're harming or who you're messing with mentally, as long as you get your cover story or whatever it is. Because seriously, that's all it is fake news. It's because you need a story, you need someone to talk about, you need these locales to make money off of. What are you doing in steps to help anybody better themselves except talking about them, thrashing them, name calling them? That's why I really wanted to be a T-page, but I really don't anymore. I see what T-pages have become. You don't even provide any resources to help any of the people that you're talking about, aside from celebrities, because they can get their own help. They got the money to do so. But what are you doing? You want to see people get better, but then you don't want them to get better, because then you're in the comment sections kiki and cackling and making jokes and talking down on these people that you claim that you want to see them do better. You don't want to see people do better. You want to make money off of people. My story is not a cash grab. I was a victim of a violent crime, and I watched my brother die in front of me, and you're there making a video about me on YouTube talking shit because you don't have anything better to do. You're bullying someone. Speak on it. Talk. It's so frustrating. Tell the truth. You know of what people are saying online, or what people are passing around, fake photos or whatever. Oh yeah, you claim you got proof. Oh, there's these videos. Where's the whole live? I went live for 10. You know what was going on there. But anyways, it's just frustrating to me. People are making thousands of dollars off my situation, and I'm not making anything. And people just be in the comment section, just be condoning that. Like, okay, people making money talking about me. Talk about something else. You can't. That's why all these people, they're not making money. They make money talking about people. They can't talk about anything else but people. Because if they actually did real things instead of talking about people and talking down on people, they wouldn't make the money that they're making. They're not going to make that money. They're not. But I don't make money off of that. I don't make money when I talk about people at all. Like, bruh. Crazy. Defend the system. Who said I'm defending any system? Did I say I was defending the system? I'm not defending the system when I said I'm not getting help from the government for my housing. How is that defending the system? That dude was lying. I'm not defending the system. He's talking about homeless people because he's making money off the homeless people. He doesn't care about the homeless people. And it wasn't even about him caring about the homeless people. It's about him telling people that homeless people are on drugs and they're not wanting to get the help when that's not the case. Let's tell the real truth. Because they ain't going to talk about that. They ain't going to talk about that. He did an interview because he got paid. Content creators don't do anything for free. Mind you, when those dudes walked up and said, hey, can we interview you? I was like, yeah, sure. I didn't get paid for that. I love you. Thank you for the gift points. Because there's no other way for me to survive. When you're talking about why do I rely on that, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford to live. I don't have other choice but to rely on the system I don't like. Just like how we're over here complaining about high prices, but then we have no choice but to buy these things at this price because we can't afford it. Are you gonna starve? Or are you gonna... So a lot of people sit here and complain about high food prices are. So starve then. Don't buy these food. Don't buy the food if it's high prices, right? Again, we don't have no other choice or no other way. It's not about a job. It's not about anything like that. Get a job and you still can't afford to live, and you know that. They expect you to make 3 times the rent. You're not making $3,000 working at McDonald's. You wanna enjoy life. Person, I ain't gonna live with them. That's just that. I'm not gonna put my life in someone else's hands. You never know if the person could get up and leave, not pay the half of their rent. You don't know if that person's gonna end up harming you in the end and you end up on a Dateline episode. You don't know any of that, you know. I like to stay in my comfort zone. I like to be around someone that I know that's gonna... That's crazy. Especially that if I never lived with the person, I don't know what it's like living with some rando. I'm not gonna live with some rando just because I need a place to live and I need help pay. Like, no. Let's call it for what it really is. I'm stressed most of the time for the simple fact is I can't afford to live. I can't afford to live. You can't afford to live. Nobody can afford to live. And you're sitting here trying to tell someone when you know you can't afford to live. You know what it is? Maybe your state is a good state to live in. But here, you're not making $3,000 at McDonald's. You're not making nearly enough to afford to live. And minimum wage, this like paycheck stuff, the minimum wage was not for people actually. Minimum wage was for college students. That's how minimum wage came about. There's no such thing as a living wage. A living wage was created for college students in school. So why do we have a living wage? Look up the origins of a living wage and where a living wage comes from. Thank you for the gift. Something about you, baby, that makes me want to give it to you. Something about you, baby, that makes me want. Just keep it in the closet. But I'm just looking for the girls. That's what but thank you for the gifts, but it is 100% true. I can't afford anything on my own. If I didn't have Medicaid, I probably would have died. get it while she was getting it. Something about you, baby, that makes me want. Just keep it in the closet. Anyways, what I was going to say is that Santori Karuna literally is an ASMR channel. So and here's the thing, and my mom did mention this too, about Ash 2 Trippy, right? Let's get into it. Ash 2 Trippy's page is a true crime page. So instead of talking about true crime, you're talking about people. Then take true crime out of your name. You're not a true crime page. You're not talking about true crime. I love how people love to, you built a platform around true crime and then you try to pivot that. People are going to unfollow you if you're not talking about true crime. They're going to unfollow your page. Like, change your name from true crime if you're not really going to talk about true crime, right? That's like the same thing with Karuna. She's literally an ASMR page, but she's talking about me. You're not a T page, you're an ASMR page. People didn't follow you for T, they followed you for ASMR. If I saw, that's followed pages for people to get points. And these said pages don't post about what I followed them for. I literally followed this account for singers, right? It was a page that posted very talented singers. All of a sudden, I think they sold the account. That's what I really think. Whoever was behind the account sold the account to someone else, and now they post about OF girls or whatever. About girls that have OF, and here's her OF. And I'm like, I didn't even follow this page for that. I followed it for singing, and now it's just completely changed. Like, some of y'all really, you like your niche, you need to get back into your niche. You're not doing ASMR, you're talking about me. You're not, then take ASMR out of your name. And just be a T page if you want to. If you're not going to do ASMR, then take it out of your name. You're riding on the coattails of the fact that you went viral for ASMR, and you can't let go of that. Why did you bring up that old thing? Like, we ain't even talking about him. I already explained why I did that. He asked for it. She can't talk about what she wants if her name is literally ASMR. People didn't follow her for T, they followed her for ASMR. If she's, yeah, she can talk about whatever she wants. No one, I'm not saying that she can't. No one, did I say she can't talk about me? But if she's going to talk about people, then she should take ASMR out of her name. People, if I made myself a T page and I start doing ASMR, people are not going to follow me. People are going to unfollow me because I'm doing ASMR instead of talking about T. That's the whole point. It's not being jealous. She's no longer an ASMR page. She's a T page. She picks fights with random people for no reason. If your ASMR was doing that good, you wouldn't need to pick fights for no reason. You don't see ASMR pages talk about people because they're about ASMR. It's their niche. You're sitting here talking about people. You pick random fights with people for no reason. It was brought up on TikTok. There's a video about it that says she picks fights with people for no reason, and they didn't even know why she's fighting with someone. It was random. You're an ASMR page. You're not a T page. You want to be a T page, then change your page. ASMR page. Keep it in the closet. Aw, dang. Hey, guys. I don't even know what happened, y'all. I don't even know what's going on. Like, it's just so crazy. But thank you guys for the gift points. I'm bi for attention. Okay. I'm not, but okay. I am really not. Okay. They're not small. They're actually my size. I bought them from Temu. But anyways, yeah. It's crazy. What did someone say? Yeah, they're practically cutting your thigh circulation. No, they're not. Look. When I stand up, see? They're actually falling down, but no, they're not cutting my circulation. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, I could literally pull them, see? Like, hello? We go deep and we can get no sleep, 'cause we be up until the early light. We go deep and we can get no sleep, 'cause we be up until the early light. 'Cause we be up. I'm not turning anything off. We go deep and we can get no sleep. Out the night to the early light. Yeah, you smell yourself. Well, I don't know why people keep saying funky. If you smell something rancid, it's because you're smelling yourself. You can't smell through the screen. I can't smell you. So if you smell something, it must be yourself. I don't know why people are talking about this smell like as if they don't smell, then go hop in the shower. You ain't smelling me through the screen, you smelling yourself. Thank you for the gift points. Okay. Hello guys, how's your mom? She's doing good. She's doing good. Go to bed. Why would I want to go to bed for? It's not time yet. We go deep and we can get no sleep, 'cause we be up at night until the early light. We go deep and we can get no sleep. I'm like,
You got hit, even if you were not driving, you need to try this.
Because if you were in a car accident,
was that AI? Look at that body, shaking that thing like an everyday see. Got a nice package, alright. Guess I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. All the girls in the body, look at that body, shaking that thing like an everyday see. Got a nice package, alright. 1, 2, 3, 1. It's all for you, everything I miss. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I see you standing at the corner of my life. What you gonna do? You gonna talk to me? It's all for you. You live for me. You for me. It's all for you. And learn to be a guy. It's my time for you. I gotta do something. It's all for you. It's all for you. Hey. You favorite. Oh. Look at that body, shaking that thing, looking at it, see, get a nice package, alright. Cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. All the girls in the body, looking at that body, shaking that thing, looking at it, see, get a nice package, alright. Cause I'm gonna have to ride it tonight. What is that shirt? What? Wait, what? What is? Oh man. I'm trying to like. Of course, that's what you do in your life. Girl, why are you a hater? I look like a Cybertruck. It's good fun. That's not gonna work on me. Try again. I'm not gonna say that. And you came on her in the fake account. Yeah, nah. Guys, those middle school, like, you know, like, look down your shirt and spell attic. A-T-T-I-C. Spell IHOPness. I-H-O. Hello. I know that. You can't fool the fooler. Like, that stuff's been around forever. Forever.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaques psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis?
Those, you know how they try to get you by saying a name and they put it together? Like, think of Mo from The Simpsons, and then you'll get it. Like, hi, I'm calling for first name Huge, last name Anus. Is there a huge anus here? Huge anus. Like, think of that. That's what I'm talking about. Someone tried to pull that, and yeah, I'm not gonna fall for that. Then there was you. Waiting for around tonight, and the stars came up to feel like the sky. Music you were playing with me, my mind it was love at first sight. Baby, when I heard you for the first time, we were meant to be. This makes me, I want a PlayStation 2 and I want to play beach volleyball again. This song was on there and that's how I heard this song and I was like, ooh. And then I liked the song. It was a game called Beach Volleyball. Run to right and the stars beam up to feel like the sky. Music you were playing really well. My mind was on at first sight. Baby, when I heard you for the first time, we were meant to be as one. Baby, when I heard you for the first sight, at first sight. Baby, when I heard you for the first time, I knew we were meant to be as one. Baby, when I heard you for the first time, I knew we were meant to be as. You've never heard this song? I listen to everything. I listen to all kinds of music. Oh, I gotta play this song. I just thought about it. Baby, when I heard you for the first time, it was love, it was love. That's kind of, yeah, and I didn't even eat dinner as a matter of fact. I'm probably gonna go find something to eat. For the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye. I don't know, I just saw that and I had to sing it. Singing it eye to eye, singing it eye to eye. Eye to eye, eye to eye, eye to eye. Why? It's not even showing the puzzle. Can you give me the puzzle? Can you give me those Sagis? I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's Dos Sagis. Like what? The most interesting man in the world? Come on! Error? Okay, well then why did you pop up? Up to the falls. Just say that you want what you want. Instead of acting like you're right, then it turns into a fight. Now you're storming out my house in the middle of the night. I'm trying to breathe. I'm not enough, it's just a game with you. I tell myself that I'm with you, but I don't want to breathe. It's cold out the 3. You're in my head like breathe. I'm not enough, it's just a game with you. I'm not that in you, but I don't wanna sleep. It's quarter after 3. You're in my head like dum dum da 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 dum dum da dum da da I know. Maybe I just wanna leave before they try to leave me first. Maybe I don't wanna leave them till they say they leave me first. I know. I know. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Damned if I don't. I know that if I show that, if you want me, then you better start to mind with me. It's hard to find. Something tells me that I'm right about you. So they say love's a song for fools, so wise enough to sing along. I'm not in love, it's just a game with you. I tell myself I'm not that into you, 'cause I don't wanna sleep. You're at the 3. You're in my head like breathe. It's not in love, it's just a game with you. You're in my head like dum dum da 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 dum dum da da da. Yes, this is my real account. Thank you for the gift points. Never thought that it would be easy. Never we meet in the middle on our way back down to earth, down to earth, down to earth on our way back down to earth. Oh, I got several songs I'm gonna play. Do 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 do. I'm affected by the sun. Stardust beat is killing. Hear your voice when you sleep next to me. I still feel your touch in my dreams. Forgive me my weakness, don't know why. Without you it's hard to survive. 'Cause every time you touch, I get this feeling, and every time you kiss, I swear I could fly. But you feel my heart beat fast. Need you by my side. When we touch, I give me static. And every time you kiss, swear to God, can't you feel my heart beat fast? I can't let you go. Need you in my life. The early 2000s thing, what can I say? No, I'm not gonna get away from this song. I listen, you don't even do that. Don't you even. Okay. Hello, guys. Your arms are my castle, your heart is my sky. They wipe away tears that I cry. I really had the bad times. You through them all. You made me right when I fall. 'Cause every time you touch, I get this feeling, and every time you kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heart beat fast? But this is last. Need you by my side. Every time you touch, I feel the static. Every time you kiss, I reach for the sky. Can't you feel my heart beat so? I can't let you go. Want you in my life? Just like fist pump. That makes me think of Jersey Shore Jim Tan fist pump. Oh my god. They have the most random cameos of people. It's like funny. And every time you kiss, I swear I could fly. Can't you feel my heart beat so? Can't you see last? Need you in my side. Okay. Why is it always like back then, the nerds just take off their glasses and they look attractive? Like, what? That's stupid. Like, that literally makes no sense. Like, I saw movies like She's All That, right? And the movie She's All That, the only thing that made her ugly was because she wore glasses. Like, that literally makes no sense. I was just like, when I watch She's All That, I think it's funny because it's just like, oh, he betted that he could make her popular, and the only thing he did to make her popular was put some makeup on her and take her glasses off. Like, that didn't change much of anything. That was stupid. Because what was the whole point of the movie?
People on Depop really watch your style.
The music is here on the floor. Give me some more. Get physical, out of control. Feel and sugar life, 'cause it's pulling your skin. 'Cause it's pulling you in. 'Cause it feels like an overdose. Evacuate the dance floor. Unaffected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. And Mr. DJ, let the music take you over. Evacuate the dance floor. Affected by the sound. Stop, this beat is killing me. And Mr. DJ, let the music take you over. I have to see if my brother still has it. But I carried this home, mind you. I carried this home. Someone was like driving there, like, do you need a ride? Because it was just like right by my apartment. I was like, yeah. So I let them give me a ride because I had to go to the pawn shop, pick this up, and carry this home. So, you know DJ Hero? I need to get a PS3. If he still has it, I'm going to play it. So it was a special edition DJ Hero. He has the box to it too. It's cool. It came with like a special soundtrack, like Jay-Z soundtrack, Eminem soundtrack. I can't even remember what it was. Like a special soundtrack. And it was like for the PS3, and it was like DJ Hero. And it has like the stands. So it has the DJ thing, you know, like DJ Hero. But it has like the stand on it. Man, that was cool. No, I'm not gonna sell it because my brother bought that, and I like DJ Hero. One of the games that I wanted to get was DJ Hero. I got that for the Wii. When we had a Wii, I saved up all my money, and I had $300 saved. I'm very, very, when it comes to money, I'm very good at saving money to an extent. You know, now because I need things, I gotta buy things, and yeah, it's just that. Because I rarely have any clothes. I don't even have any summer clothes. I have like 3 shorts and that's it. I'm like, I need some more shorts. But anyways, I bought DJ Hero. Was one of the first games I bought, you know. For the PS2, I think it was, or PS3, I bought Tony Hawk Proving Grounds. Because Tony Hawk Project 8 and Tony Hawk Proving Grounds, I love Tony Hawk. Okay, Tony Hawk, like yeah, Tony Hawk, whatever. But I got DJ Hero, and I never looked back after. So now I love DJ Hero. I used to get this live stream where he would play DJ Hero on live, and I'm just like, man. So I wanted to play, but my brother, he couldn't find the like CD. He couldn't find everything to it, so it might be in storage. If he didn't sell it. Because I don't know if he sold it or not. I don't know. He sold some stuff from storage. I might try to acquire a PlayStation and play it. Because, yeah, I miss playing DJ Hero. My dad is not here. Feels like an overdose. Evacuate the dance floor. Infected by the sound. Fuck, this beat is killing me. Hey, Mr. DJ. Evacuate the dance floor. My whole family is not gone. What do you mean? Like, I have no right to be happy? Look, my brother is gone, and I'm trying to not move on. I still have grief, right? My brother, when his friends were sad, upset, or down, he always did something to make them laugh or make them feel happy. Someone told me that, and I do realize that my brother would not want me sad about him all the time. My brother wanted everyone happy. He wouldn't want me moping around. He wouldn't want me crying all the time, being upset. There's only so much that you can grieve. I'm never going to get over grieving because I watched my brother die in front of me. I literally woke up to the gunshots of him being unalived. Like, you don't even know what that's like, and you think because I'm excited about games that I'm moving on. My brother loved playing games. I loved playing games with him too. We would play Call of Duty Zombies. Like, my brother, he would get me game systems. He knew I loved to play games. We were never without an Xbox. We were never without a game system. He wanted a game system, bam, Xbox. The last time we had an Xbox, I bought that Xbox. These are things that I'm struggling with. You know, I'm grieving my brother, but I can't be sad all the time. You know, I have to eventually pick myself up and be able to do normal things again, because it's hard for me to do normal things when I'm out there. You know, like that experience with that car race just affected me, because it's like, oh, you know, those are some of the things that we used to do, driving around with my brother Saturdays and Sundays, you know, going from one point to another. I remember when they would say, we're meeting up under the parking garage at the Windrock, which is why they block it off, because people ruined it because they were doing donuts and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I just remember chasing after his friends in the car, not like speeding, you know, but like just cruising and hanging out at car meets and people playing their music and hanging out, and it was fun, you know. And yeah, I can experience that again and go out and do that, but right now I'm trying to do my housing. Like, I haven't moved on. I'm still grieving. When I talk about gaming and stuff, yeah, I want to game again. You know, I want to travel. I want to experience life. I've never been in a relationship, had a relationship or whatever. That really is affecting me. You know, people tell me you're not where you need to be and you're 32. You know, that really bothers me. You know, it shouldn't be like you're running out of time, you're running out of time, you're running out of time. That's what my brain is telling me. I don't got a lot of time with my mom. I want to enjoy the time that I have with my mom. You know, I want to be out there with my friends hanging out, you know. Say, hey, let's go pull up to this meet. Start showing up to car meets, you know, be like, hey, let's get it, you know. I don't have to have no curfew or nothing. We be out there whipping it, you know, like, hello. That's what I want to do. I want to enjoy life, and I can't be stuck being upset over my brother because he wouldn't want me to. My brother won't want me to be upset. The sound. I don't want to whip it in a scooter. You imagine pulling, imagine not pulling to a car meet in a scooter. Man, I need a fly whip, okay? I need something fly, okay? Like a convertible BMW, that's what I need. Or a Dodge Challenger SRT with a V8 engine, a Hellcat, or a Jeep. I mean, you can't really whip it in a Jeep. I mean, I'm not trying to speed or race or anything like that. I can't do speed. Like, my brother, you know, he wasn't really speeding, so I was okay with that. Like, when we would go fast, it wasn't like as if I could, if I feel that we're going fast and we're speeding, that's what really, but it didn't even feel like we were driving fast, you know? Like, I just want to be able to enjoy life and other people to enjoy life, and that's that. I want the best for other people, not just for myself. The people in my real life, some of you guys, you know, right? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have happiness. What's stopping you from doing the things that you want to do? Push for the things that you want to do. You sit here and you talk about how you want people to be better, but you come in here with negativity all the time. Like, just think positive. Like, for me, I'm trying to change my thinking. I really, I'm not even eating anything either. I'm starving and I'm wondering why. And I realized I didn't eat dinner. Great. You know, like, I can't sit here and be sad all the time about my brother. I just, yeah, the grief is still going to be there. That doesn't mean I don't care about him or I forgot about him. That's the least of it. I just want to, you know, I miss gaming. To be honest, I miss gaming. That's why I got a Switch. You know, I like to play games. I mean, actual games, not like games, you know, but I like to play games. I'm a gamer. My first game system was a 64, N64, Nintendo 64. My second game system was a PlayStation Portable. Well, no, actually, before the PlayStation Portable, it was a PS2. That was my second game system. My third game system was a handheld game, which was PSP, and my brother got the Game Boy Advance SP. What you know about that? 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 Hey, I know all about that. Anyways. You know, and then I got a PlayStation 1. I found a PlayStation 1 on Google and I bought it because I never had a PlayStation 1. I went from a Nintendo 64 skip PlayStation 1 because PlayStation 1 probably came out, I think, in the 1990s. And then it evolved. Like, Nintendo was out. Like, you know, before Nintendo, there was the Atari. My brother has an Atari. You know, there was the Atari. He has this, I don't know if he still has it. I hope he didn't sell it. Rob the Robot. Look up Rob the Robot. It's very expensive in the gaming world. Like, mint condition box, mint condition Rob the Robot. You're looking at thousands of dollars someone would pay for that. It's a robot that literally, it's like cool. It works for the Nintendo, I believe, but he bought it with the box. And he bought this Atari with the box, but you know, the box got used for other things and it got torn. But he had an Atari. Then, you know, we had 3 Xbox 360s, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PSP, PlayStation Portable, Game Boy Advance SP. I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I always get Game Boys. I love Game Boys. Need for Speed Most Wanted. That's the game that I had. And I was so mad. I had bought Need for Speed Most Wanted for the PlayStation 2 stolen. The guy that helped my family move stole the game. I know he did, because when we moved to the house, it was gone. And I said, where's my game? I wanted to play. And yeah, we realized he stole it. Because where else did the game go? I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since I was little. When we were little, my dad got us a PlayStation 2. Like, around the age of 10, I was playing Tony Hawk. We had a game system. And then, from there, because my parents got back pay, so they bought us anything we wanted. PlayStation was out, we got a PlayStation 2. So then, he bought another PlayStation 2. Like, the second PlayStation 2. The first system I had was a 64. I saved all my money for that. I didn't save it for that, but I had an allowance, and I saved $60. And there was a flyer where we lived, and this kid put up that he was selling his 64 with 60 games, $60. I bought this 64, 60 games, $60. That's crazy. 60 games. Madden, Batman, that Looney Tunes game, the one that is like, what's it called? Rabbit Rampage. That one. I had all of these games. Madden is where it's at. Okay, Madden is the ish. Mortal Kombat. I have Mortal Kombat. Me and my cousin used to play, even though I wasn't good. My cousin used to whoop me on Mortal Kombat. I mean, I used to beat my brother at Madden and NBA, which I'm getting NBA. If this works out, I'm getting NBA. It's NBA 12, but you know, my brother got the new NBAs, but yeah, I don't know if he might have sold some stuff in stores, so I don't think it's in there, but yeah. NBA 2K19, I think it was. He got it when it came out. Like, he's 2K. I love 2K NBA. But the ones that I want to play... Oh, WWE SmackDown vs. Raw. Like, I love the older games. SmackDown versus Raw, the one where you could do like the pillow fight, that one, or the buried alive match. That's the ones that I used to like to play, is the one with the buried alive match. But what was it? Oh, the NBA game that I like to play is the one where you can do the slam dunk contest. That's my favorite. I love to do slam dunk contest, or the horse, where you play horse, especially with Tony Hawk playing horse. Like, that's the things that I like to do with my brother, is play games. Like, bruh. So live your life. Hey, study chasing my paper. Just never mind what haters say. But yeah, oh, I like GTA 2, Mortal Kombat, GTA, Mario. Super Mario 64 was my favorite to play. I remember every day from elementary school when we lived with my grandma, I would come home. My grandma had an upstairs built, and it had like, you could go up, and it was like, it was cool upstairs, and I would go upstairs. Now I'm afraid to climb up there, but I used to go up there, and cause it's weird. It's not like actual stairs. It's kind of like a ladder looking stairs, and it's like white, and then you go up there, and then you slide the board over, and then you get up there. It looks like an attic, but it's not. It's my grandpa built that, added that on, and he built it. And so every day after school, if I had a good report and I didn't get in trouble, I could go upstairs and play my game. And I would always go upstairs and play my game. I would be like, okay, run upstairs, be on my 64, be gaming. That was me. But I don't have it because my cousin, he stole it and sold it for weed. Go treat you right. Apple pie. Think that you want you, girl. Girl, you know that you need to stop. Girl, you know that you need to stop. Always talking about what you got, and always talking about what you got, and girl, you know that you need to stop. And always talking about what you got, and always talking about what you got. You know that you need to stop. But it's crazy. You know, it's just insane how things are. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. Like, I'm a gamer, okay? There was this Batman game I played, but I can't even remember the name of it. And you fight it's not the Scarecrow. Well, it might have been the Scarecrow. It was like Pumpkinhead or something. But I looked it up because I was like, wait a minute. There's no villain that was a pumpkin, right? For Batman. And I was like confused because I was like, what? I remember playing that game in Mortal Kombat. I would look up the cheat codes. We would do the cheat codes. I remember GameStop used to sell the cheat code books. You could buy like the GTA cheat code books, and it would have where all the weapons are. It would have all the cheat codes, all of that, and you just go through the book. My brother had one of those books, like especially for Pokemon. He had one for Pokemon. You know, like the card, like they have the cheat code books. I remember, and I remember one time. Now I remember, it's coming back to me. My dad had subscribed. We subscribed to, and we were getting those monthly. Like it was GameStop or something, and we would get those cheat code books every month. I remember. And I remember we used to go to Blockbuster. When Blockbuster was a thing, you could go to Blockbuster and rent games. And my dad would take us and he would rent games. At that time, they had GameFly. And you could rent games. But we didn't rent games from GameFly. We would go to Blockbuster and rent games, because at that time they had Redbox, or what was it? Yeah, the Redbox, where you could go to Walmart and rent movies. And we wanted to rent movies. I don't remember if we ever rented a movie from there. We never rented a movie from Blockbuster. We would go to Blockbuster and rent games. That's what we did. And then I think we would buy the games or we would rent them. I can't even remember, but yeah, Blockbuster. That's where it was at. And then I wanted to rent a movie from Redbox. That's before Netflix came on the scene. And then when Netflix came on the scene, people didn't need to go rent movies from there. You know, that dwindled down and Netflix became a thing. Now people could stream movies. They don't gotta go rent a movie and then slip it in. Redbox just, you know, went out of business. I'm ancient? How is that ancient? That was like early 2000s. Redbox was the early 2000s. That's not that old. When you look back at it, Redbox was not that long ago. Redbox was still a thing when Netflix was a thing. Blockbuster, I think there's like the last Blockbuster left. But yeah, I remember this stuff. Like, I remember going to Kmart a lot too. There was a Kmart by my grandma's house, and we used to go to Kmart a lot. And Kmart's closed now. You know, it's like crazy to see these things. Like, oh, when I went and got DJ Hero, I got DJ Hero at Toys R Us. My dad took me because I got money from my grandma. Anytime I got money for Christmas, I was always buying a new game for my game system. So he took us to Toys R Us, and I only had the Jackson's experience. When my grandma gave me money, because she would give me money sometimes. She would just be like, here's $20 or something. I would go, and I went, and I wanted Michael Jackson's Experience, and I bought it, and it came with the glove. All Michael Jackson's Experience games came with the white glove, which was really cool. And then my brother, $50 for this game. My dad bought it for him. Get Rich, Die Trying. 50 cents. I remember that. I remember he wanted that game. 50 cents. Get Rich, Die Trying. And he bought the game. Oh, and then NBA Heat. What other games was there? Get Rich, Die Trying. Pimp My Ride. That was another one. There was the Pimp My Ride game. I had that one. Call of Duty is what I've been playing Call of Duty since I was a teen. Call of Duty was my ish. Like when I was younger, zombies, yeah. I love zombies. That's like my favorite. I've been gaming for a long time. I remember one time, it was crazy. The PS3 came out, and I came home from school, right? It was like a fair day or something at school for the seniors, and it was like we didn't have no school, so school was over for us because we're seniors, we're graduating, and they had like this. It was kind of like a fair, you know, like it didn't have any like rides or anything. You know, like a fair did, but it had carnival games. It was like a carnival. And I went to the carnival, and then I went home. I come home, and there's a PlayStation 3, and I'm like, yo. And my brother was like, yeah, we went to the pawn shop, and we picked up a PS3. I was like, oh, and then we had Spider-Man 3, I think it was. I used to love to go all the way to the top of the Empire State Building and jump and then just like swing. Like that was a fun game to play with Spider-Man. And then Ape Escape. I had Ape Escape on my PlayStation Portable. Hot Shots Golf. Mojo for the PlayStation 2. My mom loved that game, Mojo. Have you guys ever heard of Mojo? It's like one of the games that they have now where it's like a ball that rolls and you gotta go through obstacles and not have it fall off. Well, this one is like, it's like a thing that rotates kind of all the way around, and it's a colored ball, and you have to match it to the colored squares and like try not to fall off or mess up. That was a fun game. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Games were my life. That's all I did was game. Call of Duty. And man, probably now they still talk crap on Call of Duty, but back then they talked some mad crap. I used to be real good at Call of Duty. I was real good. But you know, I'm trying to get back into gaming. You know, gaming is my thing. My dad wasn't strict. I couldn't go out and do things, but I could game. Even though my dad, he didn't like games. He said gaming is not going to make you money. To be honest, he didn't like that we bought game systems. He didn't like that at all. He would be like, all you do is play on those games all day. Gaming ain't going to make you money. Like, a lot of my brother's friends, parents would tell them, go outside. You're not gaming all day, right? They didn't want them on their game systems, and we couldn't go outside either. Sometimes my dad would say, no, you can't go out, you know, and I wanted to go out to the park. No, you can't go. You know, it was just like that. Or if I wanted to go for a walk, I could, but at the same time, my dad never he said gaming wouldn't make you money, but look at now, people are streaming and making money playing games. It's crazy. He would get mad at us because like sometimes my brother would be up late, like at 12 o'clock in the morning playing Call of Duty. Like, and then my brother got into IMVU because of me. And that became a thing, and my dad did not like that at all. My brother would be they're laughing out loud because you know you can talk to people on IMVU. So he made some friends on there. Then, my dad doesn't like rowdy loud. And some of my brother's friends would be loud. They would be, and he would be like, nah, you gotta go home. If they became too loud and rowdy, that was not allowed in my house. He would tell them to leave. Your friends gotta go. They too loud, and I'm trying to work. Or, you know, and it wasn't even that. You know, kids just being kids. Like, you can't be... Not that you can't be a kid, but... Yeah, for him, anytime I knew, I was like, oh, he's gonna tell them to leave. Like, my brother was laughing, and I was like, shh. You know, I wanted to tell him, because I know my dad was gonna get mad. Sure enough, my dad said, be quiet. Turn that off. That's just how he was. And, like, gaming to him, if it wasn't about making money... He didn't really like it. All you do is watch TV all day, right? Well, I'm a kid. I'm a teenager. What am I supposed to do? He bought me a desk. He bought me this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and told me I had to read this book. He gave me a book that he bought because he used to buy a lot of used books at Goodwill to read. And one of the books he got was by Lee Iacocca. Lee Iacocca was the man that started whatever it was with Ford Motor Company or something like that. I don't know. He's a guy that's really rich, whatever, Lee Iacocca. Just look him up. Anyways, if it wasn't about making money, we couldn't really do things, right? My dad was like, who's the richest person in the world? Name the 3 richest people in the world. At that time, it was Carlos Slim Hulu. He's rich in Mexico. He's rich for telephone. He was rich for starting a telephone company. He had a lot of money, and he lived in Mexico. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. At the time, my dad had connections and basically was in contact with Warren Buffett's daughter. And so at the time, it was like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is Microsoft, you know, Xbox, Microsoft. Then you have Steve Jobs, Apple, iPhone, crazy, right? And then it was Warren Buffett, which has Berkshire Hathaway. Berkshire Hathaway is an investment company. He made money doing investments, millions of dollars invested. And my brother was good at computers, and my brother was good at cars, and he wanted to be a mechanic. And my dad said, well, I really want you to do this computer thing. You like computers, working on computers. You could open up a shop and help fix people's computers. Because my brother was a wizard at computers. He was a tech wizard when it came to computers, right? Cars. He was a mechanic. He wanted to work on cars. He didn't really get to. There was one job he was trying to get. I remember recently, before he passed away. And he could have possibly been working on hot rods. But my dad, because he wanted someone to do investments, he's like, well, you're going to invest, he told me, and he's going to do the cars and the computer. I wanted to have a restaurant. He told me, there's too much restaurants. It's too saturated. You don't want to do that. All I wanted to do was be a cook. I took cooking classes with my mom when I was in elementary school. We would walk to the elementary school and do a cooking class every Saturday. I wanted to become a cook. I wanted to chef it up and have my own restaurant, right? But I felt like, and I did go to business for myself partially when I went to college. I went to UNM. I was trying to get a degree in business, but I did partially kind of do it for my dad because he wanted me to go for business, but I was already going. And I felt like I wasn't good enough because I wanted to do a restaurant, and he wanted me to do investments. He said, I'm going to teach you about investments so you know when I'm gone how to invest money. And I didn't want to do that. So then, because I didn't want to do it, he would tell my brother, well, you're going to do investments and she's going to open up her restaurant, and telling him he couldn't do what he wanted. And at that time, my brother really loved. He was into the war. He read books about war. He was into flying airplanes. He wanted to become a pilot. He's always wanted to be involved some way with airplanes, and he was really looking into everything it took to become a pilot and fly for the airlines. He wanted to fly for United Airlines. I was worried because I saw all these freak accidents. Airplanes are falling out of the sky, airplanes going missing, and then they can't find the airplanes or the people because the airplanes disappeared. They're gone. Like a whole big old airplane disappeared, and you can't, and he was like, I know about that stuff. That just doesn't bother me. I still want to fly. He wanted to be a police officer away. He had an issue, and I understand limiting time on gaming, but we're kids. I'm a teenager. What am I supposed to do? I can't go outside. I don't have friends to hang out with. And the friends that I do have to hang out with, I can't go with them anywhere. And sometimes they wouldn't invite me to go anywhere. I was alienated in high school when I was in union. And then what happened is that Black Student Union. Hold on, I'm trying to put my phone. What the heck? I turn it on and then it just doesn't go on. There we go. It's gonna go off, so I turned it down so you don't hear the charging sound. But anyways, so then what happened is that at that time, the girls would talk about, because I hung out with these girls. Mind you, what do you talk about when you're in high school? Guys. They were interested in guys. I remember one time this girl liked this guy that was going to her school, but they were 18, so they were able to go to college parties. They were talking about going to college parties and doing those things I couldn't do. A lot of people at my high school was throwing house parties and getting busted by police. I remember one time someone said they threw a house party so big that the whole street and the police were called. And I was just I'm not going to be rebellious and do that, because if I got caught drinking or at a house party, my parents would have. Yeah. But I remember this one girl liked this boy. This was so funny. Oh my god, I don't even know what it was. So anyways, one time he's walking by lunch and she's like, oh my god, she's freaking out. You know how it is when you see the boy you like. And he walked right by her and he had this black mark on the back of his ear. Like, it looked like he didn't wash behind his ear. And that turned her off. She was like, no. After that, she was like, no, I don't even like him because of that. And I was like, just walked by. We were sitting there talking at the table because I used to hang out with them. Rock Student Union, I did that when I was a senior. One of the clubs I took was jujitsu. So I learned some jujitsu, which was crazy. I wanted to learn jujitsu. My dad was a black belt in karate. He was going to teach us karate, but he never did. And I said, you know what? It would be cool to learn jujitsu. So I learned jujitsu. Cool, right? Anyways, then my senior year, I did Black Student Union. And yeah, I hung out with the girls at lunch because I didn't really have any friends. So then I would hang out with them. And they would just talk about what they would... basically the parties they would go to, because they would go to like college parties, and at that time I couldn't go anywhere. You know, I didn't really have, they probably wouldn't have hung out with me outside of school anyways. It wasn't like I was close with them like that, you know, but I didn't really have friends. I just hung out with them. And then there was this one class where we would all sit. We had our own group separate from other people, and we would sit in our group and just like make jokes. Oh, this one kid, Jonathan, he used to pick on me all the time. He loved picking on me. I couldn't even leave class to go to my other class because my other class, because he would be picking on me. He loved to hit me, you know, like those lanyards that extend. Oh, when he went whack, that hurt. And one time, the teacher was laughing. I'm like, this is not funny. Like, you need to tell us something so I could leave. He was trying to hit me with the lanyard, right? Because we have to wear our school IDs like that. And I was like, oh my god. And then he wouldn't let me leave. He's like, you better not leave. I'm gonna. And I was like, dang, I couldn't leave. I was trapped in the classroom. And then it was funny, we had this one chair that had no wheel. It was missing one wheel, and they would always set it up. And you wouldn't even pay attention. They were like rolling chairs, and if you sat down, you would go flying. So they would prank in the group. They would prank one of us in the group, and they would put that chair there. And if you didn't check for that chair, because sometimes you would just sit down. Yeah, and they thought it was funny. I remember I used to see people fall off that chair because it was missing a wheel, and they would prank people like that. And that was the time that one kid, Justin, opened up to us, because they looked at him and then they said, out of nowhere, Jonathan, I think it was, he was like, you're gay. And then he looked at everyone and he's like, slightly. And they were like, slightly? What do you mean? And then he explained the whole story about how he experimented dating with a guy and how his mom was towards that. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. That he used to have a boyfriend and that he experimented dating with a guy and that made him slightly gay. And I was like, what? Okay, that was so random. Like, I just remember this stuff. Yeah. Well, it happened, like, I didn't have friends in school. I just hung out with people in class or, like, at lunch. Yeah, I was just trying to impress someone, and I don't think, yeah, I liked somebody that was on the basketball team. He was tall, he was 6 foot, blue eyes. Played on the basketball team. I got jealous because he started to like his friend that ran track. She ran cross country. That's what my brother did, ran cross country. And then I liked this other, I had like several people that I liked. One of the guys was a skater. The other guy was, I don't know if he was on the basketball team, but I know he liked the Lakers, and I know he liked Sierra. Anyways, you know the singer Sierra, man, they were... What are you even talking about? I was in high school at that time. Duh. Which means we're the same age. Use your common sense. Gushing over a high schooler at 32. I was literally the same age. We were both in the same high school. Like, I hate when people do that, man. I was literally the same age as that person because I was in high school at the time. I'm talking about my high school experience. Duh. Yeah, I remember. I remember the girls, because I remember at that time, Jersey Shore was popular. All the guys had their hair spiked, like Jersey Shore. Like, you know how they had their hair spiked? They had it spiked like that. And all the girls had the poof. They would have their hair tied back. It was straightened with a poof. I remember the poof. Everybody had the poof. I remember everybody was in Jersey Shore. At that time, there was like a lot of... I remember all like the... What do you call it? Pop culture back then. Like people... I remember the girls would talk... Because at that time, Disney Channel was popular. And that's when the Jonas Brothers was dating Miley Cyrus. What was it? Nick Jonas dated Miley Cyrus, and Joe Jonas dated Demi Lovato. And I remember the girls at school would be talking about that, like, oh my god, did you hear who Nick Jonas is dating, who Joe Jonas is dating? And then I remember the show that went popular, right? It was RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, I knew a lot of people in school that watched RuPaul's Drag Race. I used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race when I was a teenager. I've been watching that since Carmen Carrera. When Carmen Carrera, Jujubee, Shangela, yeah, and so I remember Flavor of Love came out, and everybody was talking about that. My family, my dad, my mom, my brother, we were all into Flavor of Love. We tuned in every week. Every week we tuned. And I remember I went to school. That was the ending when Pumpkin spit on New York, and I went to school, and I remember everyone hearing about, oh, did you see Pumpkin spit on New York? I remember that when everyone at school was talking about that. And then WrestleMania and Undertaker and his streak. I watched WrestleMania because of Undertaker's streak. I am so mad that they ended Undertaker's streak by letting him lose to Brock Lesnar. I will never forgive WWE for doing that. I hate Brock Lesnar. I was like, and this is who Undertaker loses his streak to, is Brock Lesnar? I was so angry. And I remember my dad, this was pay-per-view, so he would rent on pay-per-view WWE, and we would watch WrestleMania. We were into wrestling at that time. Every Monday I tuned into Raw. Every Friday I tuned into SmackDown. I was a huge wrestling fan. That was at the time that CM Punk was still wrestling. Edge, John Cena, The Undertaker, Dave Bautista. Yeah. I've been watching wrestling all my life. Like, wrestling, my dad's favorite wrestler was Ric Flair. My favorite wrestler was Ric Flair. Goldust, the Boogeyman, who else? The Undertaker, D-Generation X. Man, I could really get into it about WWE. That was, we watched when JBL came out. He came out in his, limousine with the horns up front. You remember JBL. John, Bradshaw Layfield. Crime Time. Who remembers Crime Time? R-Truth. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Damn. People over there, what's up? If you feel me, stand up and say what's up. What's up? I remember that. Or Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's my brother's favorite wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man. I met, not R-Truth. What's his name? I have his face. Him and his brother wrestled. They had a tag team before, like back in the day, and I can't even remember. And my mom met him too. It's not, I keep wanting to say R-Truth, it's not R-Truth. But it was Kevin Nash, Trish Stratus, and, Kevin Nash, Trish Stratus, and somebody else. I can't even remember. And it's not. I know there was like Jerry Lawler. Not Jerry Lawler, it was. I keep wanting to say R-Truth. It's not R-Truth. And I don't know why I want to say Busta Rhymes. He kind of looks like Busta Rhymes, but no. Now I can't even remember his name. But yeah, it was Kevin Nash, Trish Stratus, the Stratosphere. And then before that, it was Mick Foley, Rikishi, Kevin Nash, and Trish Stratus, I think. Somebody knows who he is. If I say he looks like Busta Rhymes, you probably know the wrestler that I'm talking about. Him and his brother were a tag team duo, but my favorite tag team when I was a teenager was Jeff and Matt Hardy. Me and my friend both loved Jeff and Matt Hardy. She was a huge fan. We were huge fans. And I remember getting the posters at Walmart, and I got an Undertaker poster. I got a Jeff and Matt Hardy poster when Jeff Hardy was like that, you know, his signature. Him next to Matt Hardy. And then I would get these posters from the book fair, and I remember the ones that were like Dream Big, and it was like a kitty, and then it had like the cloud thing, and then the kitty was looking, and then it was like a lion. Dream Big. And then I had one of those that was like the iPhone commercials, but it was a poster. My room I had posters hanging up on my wall. I would just tape it. And I would get them from the book fair from Walmart. I can't even remember his name. I'll find it. Going through this somewhere. But yeah. It's not R-Truth. I keep wanting to say R-Truth, but it's not R-Truth. Darn it. I put 200s. I should put 2001. I'm just kidding. I remember watching wrestling all my life. All my life. I've been running all my life. I used to like to do the Royal Rumbles. That's my favorite thing to play on WWE is Royal Rumble. Yeah. Kurt Angle? No, it's not. Definitely not. Mark Henry. Lita. My favorite was Lita. I love Lita. And she came to Comic-Con, but I couldn't go. China, Lita. That was my favorite woman wrestler, was Lita. That's at the time back in the day when she was dating Matt Hardy. I remember that. My favorite thing was Chavo Guerrero and Vicky Guerrero. I remember the whole, like, when they used to, when Edge tried to marry Vicky Guerrero, like, I remember some of these moments in WWE. But my favorite wrestler was Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love. Mankind was my favorite, though. That's why I got the Mankind pop. That was my favorite character of his, but, yeah. I remember the whole... I was so invested in WWE at that time. That was when it was like Vicky Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero. And it was... they did the storyline where Edge wanted to marry Vicky Guerrero. Like, he was in love with her. And so he tried to marry her. And then, yeah, that's when Vicky Guerrero had owned SmackDown at that time. She was the owner, or like whatever, of SmackDown. Because my favorite wrestler of all time that is not living is Eddie Guerrero. I used to like when he came out on the like Lowriders, Latino Heat. That was like my favorite. And then Jeff Hardy, Swanton Bomb. Man, I could talk about wrestling all day. Oh, everybody. Rikishi song? Some of the old school WrestleMania entrances, or not WrestleMania entrances, but the theme entrances to people's songs, man, they don't even touch the songs today. Like, all the theme songs back in the day were fire in WWE. Oh look, it's D'Lo Brown. I'm built like Rikishi. That's kind of messed up. The Funk Squad? What? You just trying to be funny now. I love Eddie Guerrero. What's his name? Who remembers Grandmaster Sexy? Too Cool? Anyways, what's his... Rey Mysterio. 369. I should watch some Eddie Guerrero wrestling matches. I used to like Chris Benoit before what he did to his family. Now I'm not a Chris Benoit fan, but I used to be a Chris Benoit fan. Chris Benoit. Yeah. The way he says it, Grandmaster Sexy. People over there, what's up? They can feel me, stand up and say what's up. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? New World Order. Man, wrestling back in the day was crazy. The way he said the Grandmaster Sexy. And I heard that Jerry Lawler's been in the hospital recently. He's been going to the hospital a lot. The way he says it, that's funny. Anyways. I was trying to think. Like the Attitude Era of WWE, Like, the stuff they said back then, man, people wouldn't have been able to handle that. I remember it was so crazy when I was into The Undertaker. That's when they did the storyline that Undertaker and Kane were brothers, and the whole time I really believed in real life they were brothers. Like, I was like, Kane is Undertaker's brother, and I was just like freaking out. And my mom one time, they were like, you do know that it's fake. My mom got into wrestling. She would sit there and watch it with us. We would watch wrestling, Monday Night Raw. My dad got into it because, you know, my dad been watching wrestling too. Like, he grew up on wrestling, so that's why. Like, but yeah, they would sit there and they would watch it with us. My dad, he paid pay-per-view for WrestleMania. I'm still trying to think of his name, and it's not Busta Rhymes. Like, it's definitely Vince McMahon. I hated Kurt Angle. I never liked Kurt Angle. That's one wrestler I really hated. Like, if there was a wrestler that I hated to my core, it's Kurt Angle. And Brock Lesnar. Now the accusations and stuff, yeah, I don't mess with Brock Lesnar. But I didn't like him because he would go from MMA and then he would go back to wrestling. He flip-flopped. He would be like, oh, I want to wrestle. And then he would be like, I think I want to get back in the ring and do MMA. And I'm like, bro, you're flip-flopping. Just pick one. Stick to it. Like, you want to wrestle, then you retire from wrestling, and then you go to MMA, and then you retire from MMA, and you go back to wrestling. Like, bro. Like, do you even know what you want to do? The greatest match of all time is the Hell in a Cell match between Mick Foley and The Undertaker. Money in the Bank. That's what me and my brother used to play all the time, is the Money in the Bank. Backlash. I remember we would try to watch WrestleMania and we would try to watch SummerSlam. But, you know, we could only afford one thing, pay-per-view, and it was WrestleMania was the main one. WrestleMania was the main one that we got to watch. And at that time, I remember when we were watching wrestling, that was when, what's his name? John Cena would rap. I remember when John Cena would rap. He was a rapper. Oh my god. Girl. Girl, don't you know that your man be a happy man? Mini Undertaker, that's Hornswoggle. Y'all remember Hornswoggle? He used to come out from under the ring. And then Sheamus, Festus. I remember Festus. Festus's theme song was Biscuits and Gravy. And then it was Sheamus. Sheamus used to come out from under the ring. And then, who was it? Can't even remember. Look, there's Chris Jericho when he had long hair. I think, doesn't Chris Jericho still have long hair? And so does Edge. Chris Jericho and Edge look the same, I think. I remember, I think Chris Jericho and Edge look the same. Now they don't, but they did. Back then they did. Well, who cares? I'm not gonna move on because I love wrestling. Why would I move on? You move on. You move on. Don't move on. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move on. Behind some doors, people are waiting to sparkle. Oh look, there he is. Booker T. That's who it
My
is.
best black wrestlers of all time.
It's Booker T. That's who I met. Me, my mom, and my brother met Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Trish Stratus, the Stratosphere. Apollo Crews, yeah. Farouk. I remember Farouk. There's the Boogeyman. Mark Henry. Oh, I remember him too. Oh, dang it. What's his name?
Listen, they said the greatest black wrestler of all time. So I'm gonna go down from 15. Jazz. 14. Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, I remember Shelton Benjamin. Jazz, I remember that too. Thank you for the gift points.
Number 10 was Devon Dudley.
I remember him too, Devon Dudley.
Number 8 is Bobby Lashley.
I remember Bobby
Number
Lashley.
7 is Ron Simmons.
I
Number
remember
6
him.
is Junkyard Dog. Number 5 is Sasha Banks. Number 4, Mark Henry. Number
Junkyard
3,
Dog,
Kofi Kingston.
Ron.
Number 2, The Rock. And number 1, Booker.
Damn. I remember him too. The guy, his saying was like, damn. Ron Simmons. Yeah. I should watch a wrestling match. I wonder if they have the Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and, let me see if they have it, and Mick Foley. The infamous Hell in a Cell match. That's what really injured him. That's why he's never the same after that Hell in a Cell match. He literally got thrown from way up there. He put his body on the line. Like, yeah. There it is. The Undertaker versus Mankind. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The greatest match of all time. One of the greatest matches of all time. Besides the one where it was, I can't remember who it was. I know it was Mankind and he got thrown on tacks. I remember when they used to have the tacks, the thumbtacks, like those metal tacks, and they would like spread them all over and then slam some. I never knew how that was done because, everything is like scripted, but I'm like, how are they throwing people on a pile of thumbtacks? Like, I still think, did people actually get those thumbtacks in them? Like, was that actually like real? Like, I was like, what? Thumbtacks. Thumbtacks, yes, I said thumbtacks to be funny, but thumbtacks. Imagine being there and seeing this match live. One of the greatest matches of all time, and seeing it live. I'm not responding to invisible comments. But anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna get off and go. because I gotta figure out that whole thing. But have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. I'm probably gonna get back on Fortnite sometime, but probably not streaming me playing Fortnite because I can't, safety reasons. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get back into gaming again, so that'll be good. But have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. I'm gonna get off, get dressed, and go get something to eat because I haven't eaten anything. But have a good night. Okay, guys. Bye, guys. Stay safe. Thank you for the gift points. Thank you for liking, commenting, gifting, watching, and joining the fan club. But I will see you guys later.